Let me go drop this.
Bum, bum.
Oh crap! I need to. Okay, I need to edit this link. Copy this. Where? How? When? Why? Oh, there.
And no
Yeah, I
Max
know.
tonight.
No. He's stopped doing that. So.
Okay. So no more. Here, let's...
Crap. That was not.
Dude, it's like, did someone just say Beelzebub? What the hell, Max?
Right?
Shocking, isn't it?
I thought it was Beetlejuice. Anyway.
Beetlegeist.
I need 3 experience points. Quick, someone say Demogorgon. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Content creators here, and I gotta change side to whatever Discord actually thinks is our name. There we go.
My name is what?
Literally, Max. We said your name and then you appeared. It was weird.
Yeah. No, it was because the way I post stuff in Discord, it you're Serene AIE on Twitter, but on Discord you're Serene pound blah 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 whatever. So I have to let it auto select, and fill in for that. All right, content promo hype. There we go. All right. Oh, I probably should. Are you even on Frog Pants Discord? Let's find out.
Who, me? No.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm on there, but
okay.
I have way too many Discords already.
Yeah, I know. I
Are
know
your
how it
Discords
is.
Discordian?
Somehow I'm in like 5 raid team Discords, even though I only raid on 2 teams. That's weird.
No, it's okay. I posted a screenshot, and because I run dual monitor setup, it had WoW on one side and my Discord on the other side, and they're like, "Okay, we're gonna play a game of guess all of Tetsemi's Discord icons that are down the left side of my Discord." So yeah, all right. We have tweeted out. We have Discorded out.
We know that we sent. They can hear us.
All right. So.
Hold on. Hold on.
What?
Someone's attacking the door. Hold on.
Hi, Xander.
Yep.
Hi, Xander. Darn duct tape.
Oh. Can you hear me okay, baby?
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay, cool.
Looks like you're just holding onto the mic for support so you don't fall over.
I swear to God, I am. I have no idea what happened. I'm so exhausted.
Yeah, you just went today, so.
Well, and then Mia and I went, to Costco on a Sunday, and
yeah, you got
both
over
of us
people.
wanted to. Yeah, let's not take 2 people to a place like that who hate crowds.
Yeah, that's when you just each grab a cart and you just go side by side and clear a path.
I wanted to punch people.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
No, don't punch people. What?
God. Yeah.
All right. Chat room. We will begin just shortly.
As soon as the preschooler gets in line. Yeah. So about 10 years.
So, fun fact. Can you focus in on that?
Yeah, the 5
Oh my
degrees
God,
Fahrenheit.
No. Yeah, that's what temperature it is outside right now.
It was lovely here.
Nope.
We had 65 today. We were excited. We went outside.
Exactly. Yeah, no,
All right, door is locked.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's locked in the stand.
There you go.
66. I wish it was 66.
Temperature's dropping here, I'm sure.
It was chilly this morning when I went hiking.
Oh.
Like 40.
Yeah, what was it? 42?
It was in the 40s. I was
dropping.
I know.
We've already dropped down to 51.
Yeah. All right, but enough about the weather.
Yes.
Before Max pipes in with Chicago and it's minus 38.
Yep.
He's the same weather I have.
And with sports.
Yeah.
All right. Only esports with this group.
No, there it goes. Wind chill of minus 39. Yep, I saw that coming, Max.
No thanks.
Oh my God, no.
Wait.
No.
Wait. I can do you one better than that.
Okay,
No.
I'm going to go hiking on that afternoon and post pictures of me in the sunshine just to mock you
With sunblock.
with sunblock.
Wednesday, it is supposed to be negative 23 here without the wind chill.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Why?
I have
Oh my
no
God.
idea
'Cause
why.
That's because that's how weather works. But anyway, let's get back to.
I'm just going with living anywhere that's that cold. Anyways,
I know.
going live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 on this episode of the AIE Podcast.
We have your weather. I mean, community calendar.
And streaming and podcast news.
Hey, it's time to gear up your alts.
Or your main. The season of the dragon is almost here.
And we have I'm not sure. What's this name? But they're here to
I don't
chat
know.
with us about AIE and World of Warcraft.
Left shark.
Left shark.
All that,
Irene
and more.
left shark.
All that and more coming up right now.
Bringing you the latest news from the AIE gaming community from planet Earth and beyond. This is the AIE Podcast.
Welcome to episode 312 of the podcast celebrating you, the Leia Octa Est gaming community. The Die Has Been Podcast. I am Makala. To my left is Tetsemi.
I have no spreadsheets.
Oh, we should probably remedy that. And to our virtual right is Mewcow.
Greetings, guildies. I have the spreadsheets because we're keeping track of all the raiders.
There you go.
And this week we are joined by the herder of cats herself, Cyrene, who is here to talk to us about AIE in World of Warcraft. Welcome, love.
Hello. How are you?
Doing good. How are you doing today? Besides cold.
It's cold. As we talked before the show, it's like 5 degrees here. No, doing pretty good. Getting used to this weather. I don't know. I keep hoping
weird.
my car won't start this week, so I don't have to go to work.
That sounds like a really, really great remedy to that horrible situation.
Move south. Yeah, no.
Or just stay in and play WoW.
Yeah.
That's what I was doing. I spent all morning leveling my Dark Iron Dwarf that I finally got to create because I finally got the rep.
Nice.
And I got to level, I think, 46. So
Wow.
and I just
Wow.
yeah. Apparently, full heirlooms and questing in war mode makes it go a lot faster.
Oh yeah, no. If you turn on war mode and you're on the alliance side,
Yep.
it's ridiculously fast. And
That's all they use it for is leveling over there. That's why.
Yeah, exactly. And
It's like I think the buff was 30% increase.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. It's
Yep.
supposed to go down to 25 allegedly next week, but depending, on the Q&A. But
I don't
yeah,
know.
right now, if you've got alliance tunes that are allied races or just other tunes you want on the alliance side, yeah, accelerated leveling, go.
Yeah.
Accelerate.
Yeah, and the funny thing is even if you're max level, they have a quest giver that's trying to get you to use war mode, and no one's taking him up for it. He's giving you weapons and Azerite. It's like no one's like, no thanks, no thanks.
Yeah.
We'll
Well,
skip
because as soon as you turn it on at anytime over 110 and you're in Kulturas or Zandalar, you just get murdered by the horde. But
For the horde.
All right,
so
bes-
go ahead. Sorry.
oh no. Go, Tet.
No, I was going to say exactly what you were going to say. So go ahead and transition.
Awesome.
Or-
All right. So besides working on leveling your Dark Iron Dwarf, there's like, what have you been up to in and out of game?
Well, let's see. I spent last weekend camping with Boy Scouts.
we saw the
outside.
pictures.
Oh, did you? Yeah, so there was a snowstorm last Saturday, and we spent 8 hours out at the county park with Boy Scouts for the Klondike race. So that was a lot of fun.
Oh my god! So what would you do for Klondike Bar?
Not that.
Right.
No, it was a lot of fun, and it was really pretty out. And I got some new cold weather gear, so I was like all toasty warm. But yeah,
Nice.
it was fun.
This is my crown gear then.
Yeah. My son just turned 17. Oh my god, I feel old.
Mhm.
He took his practice test for his HS
Yeah.
and passed all of it with 98 or higher.
Wonderful.
Awesome.
So he's got to take the real test.
Very
And then
good.
my daughter is a freshman in high school
Mhm.
and just got accepted into the school's university program.
Mhm.
And so she's accepted into the local community college. She's excited because she just got her community college student ID in the mail.
Mhm.
And so she's going to be taking dual credit classes. And if she passes them all, she will graduate high school with 30 credit hours already complete.
Fabulous.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hordling's doing that as well. She's been taking a lot of dual enrollment classes. She loves it.
Yeah.
Oh,
So she'll end up with at least one semester, if not 2 semesters worth of her basics covered, and then she can go right into finishing it up. Because what she wants to do is just do like a year of the basic stuff, and then go right into her major. So
yeah. What she's talking about doing is she should have theoretically 30 credit hours, which is about a year's worth of college.
yep.
But the community college that is supporting the program they have a campus 5 minutes from my house.
Perfect.
Nice.
So she'll be able to take all of like year 2 credits and everything still enrolled at that college. And then she's trying to decide what college she wants to transfer into for her bachelor's. So I don't know.
Fabulous.
Perfect.
Go back.
Yep.
That's great.
That'll be awesome.
Yeah. And Spork's napping over here watching the new Carmen Sandiego on Netflix. So
Always a good thing.
So if we hear any snoring, we know what's going on.
well, he's not really napping. He's just ignoring me because he has his headset on. I got a new headset for Christmas, though. This was my Christmas gift. So
Very nice.
Fancy.
yeah. Oh, he's
There's a
waving.
hand.
He's so high.
Saw that. Yep.
I gotta. So, Mew, what have you been up to in and out of game?
Let's see. Today, it was actually nice enough out that we actually did a little bit of Pokemoning and let the toddler just run free.
Woohoo! Free range toddler.
Yep, free range toddler. Before that, I was on Behind the Avatar last night or the night before. It's all blurred.
Oh, nice.
Yep, with Lita. So that's already been set loose. So if you want to, it was a case of she was asking me questions and letting you run around with them. So yeah, it's be ready for a long one.
Awesome, of course.
If you've ever heard me go on my long running rants and whatnot here. Other than that, of course, the rating, which we'll talk a lot about later on. So the 3 different teams. So it's interesting to see things from both the Horde side and the Alliance side. And even though we do a retread technically for part of it, it does feel slightly different. It's at least the same mechanics, but things are different. Other than that, lots of time in Fallout 76. Still a fun game. Don't let the haters confuse you because they're still around. They're complaining about the game. That means they care, which means they probably really like it.
Exactly.
Cool.
And other than that, retreading the Stormblood story in Final Fantasy XIV. I got to the end of the proper story. Now I'm doing all of the Final Fantasy XIV likes to do lots of post-story like epilogue, but the epilogue is like its own book.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm in now, is just going through all of this tons of epilogue. Eventually that'll turn into the stuff introduced in the next expansion, but it's kind of a weird fuzzy, like you can't quite tell, there's not like cut and dry like, okay, this is the end of that story, here's the next one.
Right.
They're real good about kind of weaving the tale through all the expansions. So So yeah, it's always fun to go through that and have all that fun story to go through. And spending lots of fun time in there because there's a lot more to do. And I haven't even touched what we'll be talking about in the news with the Blue Mage. So
fabulous. All right, Tet, what have you been up to?
What I have been up to is a lot of world quests and incursions, kind of juggling back and forth now that they've increased the amount of item level and stuff like that. The item level on the world quests and the incursions and stuff like that. And so I bumped up my Alliance Warrior. I got some decent stuff on Tet, and I've been working on my Rogue and a little bit on my Druid. So just kind of keeping busy with those 4 characters, and then I've been working on my Shaman, which, because I don't have the 30% bonus like Sai has over on the Alliance side, is going much slower. So she just hit 40 today, but like I said, I've got maybe 12 hours total played on her, and half that time is her sitting in an inn while I'm doing other stuff, so it's not actively been playing it. But I finally got to the point where she gets a second instacast spell off one of her channeled spells, or not channeled spell, but one of her long cast time spells. So it finally feels like Elemental Shaman actually feels like it should have about 30 levels ago. Mm-hmm. But I'm leveling. It's a Magar Orc that I'm leveling for the allied race armor for that. And once I get her done, then I'll just have the Zandalari left once that's out in 815 in 8 weeks or so. But I'm still deciding on my Zandalari whether to go Paladin or Druid or both, because I don't know. I like both options with them. So
I am so making a Druid. It's not even funny. The swim
I want the Druid for the
is...
dinosaur forms. Yeah.
The swim form is like an armored shark. If you haven't seen it, you need to go look at it. That's the only reason. That's awesome looking.
Yeah. And I just want to see what the Zandalari Paladin kit is going to look like and all that with that. So it depends. I may do the Druid. I may do the Paladin. I'm definitely doing a Kulturon Druid just for that, for their transformed forms and stuff like that. So
I haven't even seen that one yet.
I'm on the fence with it.
They're all the Wicker stuff from Drustvar.
Yeah, Wicker.
So you get a Wicker bear, and it's really good looking.
I need to go look that up now.
Yeah. So they're in there. So a lot of WoW, a little bit of the Anthem Fallout, which we'll talk about in the news section. Anthem Fallout, a little bit of Anthem, a little bit of Fallout, Fallout 76.
I wasn't aware those were connected.
Yeah. And then the other thing I've been playing is Dragon Age Inquisition. Working on the story on that. So yeah.
Very cool.
Max. And Max says the Kulturon Druids just turn into horses, all the different kind of horses.
Yep.
Yeah, no, but it's like, hey, I unlocked Exalted with this. What do I get? I get a horse mount. Great.
Yep.
Thanks.
Haven't you always wanted a horse?
I know. Good Lord.
Gets a pony.
That's why I made my Dark Iron Paladin, because the
little ram. Yes.
I know.
Yeah, that's. Yeah, I have my Dark Iron went Paladin as well, just for the ram. I mean, you can't pass that mount up. It's awesome. So yeah.
Ignore my dog in the background.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine.
That's Kata, not your dog, honey.
He's in there somewhere too.
Yeah.
I just see Kata in the background. I'm like.
So, McCullough, what have you been up to in or out of game?
Trying to up the activity stuff, so that's really fun because I'm exhausted all the time, and changing my eating habits back to being healthy.
You've been hiking a lot.
A lot of hiking because I don't live somewhere where it's negative 39 with wind chill. Sorry, guys.
That's when we get to go out and go snowmobiling and stuff, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
For 3 months. I am in 2 different groups that are actually tadpole-based D&D groups, and both of which played this weekend. So that was this last week, Thursday night and yesterday. So that was a lot of fun, and we've gotten to the point where on our Saturday group we give even though it's not streamed or anything like that, but we give our sessions names, and like people just kind of pop stuff out throughout the game. And yesterday was don't use prestidigitation on your cast iron. So that
good to know.
Yes, so that was yeah. You don't clean your cast iron with soap, basically. So that it was kind of fairly charming. So enjoyed that. Thursday night we had a big battle. But it was actually one of I think it's actually like probably one of the last battles of the module, because we were doing Storm King's Thunder, and this was literally a battle with a ton of different giants. So hopefully we're kind of getting towards the end of that. Besides that, working, I have a new class at work that I'm mentoring, so that's mentally exhausting because they're a little baby class, and trying to teach them the whole process of what we do is fun. Plus, we're right by my last class, so they keep asking silly questions. Like, I'm pretty sure I taught you this in November, so don't ask me. So that's about it. Of course, Hordling is getting ready to play a lot of Kingdom Hearts.
Yes.
As I know Mrs. Mew is as well.
Yep, I'm just assuming that starting Tuesday, I just don't have access to her for a while.
Yeah. Well, and she has a play. She's in theater, and she has a play that starts Thursday. So I'm like, oh, that's the best timing.
Yeah.
And then, like, almost after the play, they have a few days, and then they're going to Disneyland.
Oh.
Yep.
So I guess if you're not playing Kingdom Hearts, it's good to be not playing Kingdom Hearts in Disneyland.
You'd almost wish that it came out on the Switch so you can take it with you.
Oh, yeah, that would have been cool. That would have been cool. All right, so that's what I've been up to. So we're gonna go and go over the news, or we're gonna chat with Cy, find out what's going on in WoW when AIE, get some updates on some fun events we have going. But first of all, let's go on and do this week's news.
AIE News.
All right. In this week's community news, the community events for this month and next month are going to be in World of Warcraft. Speaking of World of Warcraft, we have the Kirin Tor Tavern Crawl coming up January 31st at 7:30 p.m. server time, which is Eastern time. So hop on, find a group. I think it's groups of 5 can go around and do it, or is it raid teams?
I think we were in a raid last time we did it. We had we had 20 or 30 people, and then more came in.
Okay,
and
cool.
It was a lot of fun. Everybody dressed up in transmog. Every stop you went to had a special drink only that was available at that stop.
Oh,
so everybody was filling up their bags and then getting drunk in WoW, and then we would take the portal to the next location. I took some screenshots, photos. They were a little blurry, so
oh no.
Yeah.
So you take photos and your character's drunk, it affects the photos as well?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It was a lot of fun. So
the selfie becomes a selfie. Yeah, exactly. So, and speaking of other community events that we are looking forward to, we are always looking forward to Ralph's amazing race on Sunday, February 17th, in honor of Ralph's passing and the wonderful person that he was with our community, and getting together to honor Ralph and have fun in WoW. So, Sai, did you want to talk about it here, or do you want to talk about it once we get done with the news?
I can wait till after the news is over.
Okay. So stick around for after the news, and we'll talk more about what Ralph's Amazing Race is, what goes on, where you need to be, and all that. So
awesome.
And in streaming and guild podcast news, we have the SWTOR Escape Podcast 275 monopolize the Ecumenopolis. Oh, I probably should have practiced that. Wow.
Max couldn't say it either, so yeah.
Ecumenopolis.
Ecumenopolis, something like that, yeah.
Indeed. Wow, where are they coming up with these names? That week, AIE SEMA, Max the Grey, and Astromech EPC 275 continue the Jedi adventure on Coruscant and talk about the PTS and patch notes. And then on to SWTOR Escape Podcast 276, Fighter Weapons School. That week, AIE SEMA, Max the Grey, and Astromech EPC 276 get Jedi-class ships on Coruscant and spend time talking about the awesome GSF New Pilot Guide event we had this week using the new Group Challenge PvP system.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yep.
Need to get in and try that out. I haven't actually been on the ship since then.
Yeah. And as Max says, it is Ecumenopolis, and it's any planet completely covered in a city.
Oh,
Yeah.
so Coruscant.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Yep.
Okay. Makes sense. Alrighty. And in working class news, nerds news, episode 35, Nazir again. What came out. Marcus and Nick are joined by Nazir once again to talk about the changes that 5.10 or 5.10 have brought to SWTOR and break down what they are excited to see from Anthem.
Yep.
So that'll be interesting to listen to. Now, as far as upcoming streams go, look out for the next episode of Working Class Nerds. It will be a special AIE episode with guests Max, Seema, Dan Kinia, and Tetsemi.
Ooh.
I think I know him. Coming to 7. Yep, February 7th is that one.
All right.
And weren't you also on? You were on Ezra Runtime recently.
2 Fridays ago, yes.
2 Fridays ago. Okay.
No, it was a Thursday, boo.
Oh yeah, well,
because Nevermore's birthday was Friday, so we had to move it up to. Yep.
Yeah, it was
I felt like,
ago.
like we're gonna be recording on Thursday. I'm like, that's weird. Why? Never mind.
Exactly.
Should know that one. All right, and mandatory fun nights where the fun is mandatory, but attendance is not. On Monday, we have Guild Wars 2 at 9:30 Eastern. On Tuesday, SWTOR at 9 o'clock Eastern. On Friday, we have ESO and Final Fantasy at 9 p.m. Eastern. On Saturday, we have STO at 10 p.m. Eastern. And, of course, New Braid at 11 p.m. Eastern.
And in Imperium Ludi news, the new BioWare offering launching next month is Anthem, and there's a VIP demo live, and we've had quite a few guildies popping in and out to take a look around. Keep an eye out on Twitter for demo codes. I've also seen people get them if you use the NVIDIA GeForce Experience and you have an account for that. That's how I got mine, was through that account. Trying to think, I've seen several different places, and also if you signed up and pre-ordered it and you are a VIP, you'll get access to it as well. So the launch of the VIP demo was a little rough. They were having server capacity issues, then it turned into network issues, then it turned into network with ISP issues.
Oh, wow.
But I was able to hop in. They're still running, just fair warning, for anyone that was in the closed alpha, they're still running the same build that the closed alpha was. So things like the mouse and keyboard for flight have not been fixed. So you really just need to hook up a Xbox controller to your PC if you're going to play it on PC. But it was definitely a lot of fun to fly around and play. And they're going to do another weekend this upcoming weekend, so the VIP code should still be good for that as well. So hop in, join us in the Nomads channel on the main AIE Discord, and schedule some time to play with other folks. It's generally, I think it's 4 people to a strike team right now, and yeah, it's quite fun.
Awesome.
And hopefully I'll be able to get in there. I tried getting in there today myself, but was greeted to a half-hour loading screen to go into a mission. So I was like, we'll try that later. So maybe I'll have more to say next week or in 2 weeks. But speaking of other nomads, Destiny 2 news, just a reminder for folks looking to join to please read the pinned message in the Destiny 2 channel and the AIE Discord for all the information needed to get in.
Awesome. And in WoW news, as we talked about a little bit, when it comes to alts and all that great stuff, with the increase of item level for world quests, incursions, warfronts, and of course your dungeon and raids, make sure you're logging in and getting those gear upgrades for your mains, if not your alts. We now have 7 raid teams participating in the Guild Bank / Raid Bank program. If your raid team would like to participate, please contact our lovely guest Sai in-game or on Discord or on Twitter, or I can give you her number if you want to text her, or post in the raid team news channel on AIE Discord. I would never do that. Also see the pin message at raid team -news for more information on the project, and we'll chat about that a little more in the show.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And last week for Star Wars, we had our Mega Galactic Starfighter Edition. They flew around planets and were learning how to do Galactic Starfighter. Max was the instructor, and what did Max call it? Max had their Top Gun flight school, I think is what he called it. And they learned here's what the different ships do. Here's what the different maps do. If you push your buttons and you don't have something targeted, you're just doing a nice light show. You're not actually hitting things, so always remember to have something targeted when you're trying to fire your lasers or drop your bombs. Otherwise, it doesn't do anything. Yeah, Fighter Weapons School, that's what it was. Okay. Max's Fighter Weapons School. Also, in Guild news, the Guild hit level 10 in the new Guild leveling process, which is awesome. It's a lot of work, and we are very proud of the team. And in raid team news or I should say operations team news for Star Wars, the Death Star Troopers Sunday Night Ops team beat the second boss in Dread Fortress on hard mode. They have been working on that boss for 3 weeks, and that's a big accomplishment for the team, so congrats to them.
Yep, and we do have a ops team wiki page, just like we have for the WoW raid teams. So if you are opsing, or whatever you want to call the verb, for SWTOR, make sure you're keeping us up to date in the raid team a channel. That way we can, make sure that everyone knows of your accomplishments, because we do like to celebrate them.
Yep.
All right. In ESO news, update 21 will be out soon, but we don't have a date yet. And it will start off the Season of the Dragon. The update contains 2 brand new dungeons, which is part of ESO Plus membership, or for purchase in-game in the store, as well as several base game additions. The base game additions include a new Battlegrounds map, PvP rewards, a passive class ability change, and an update to the Guild Trader interface. Ooh, that'll be interesting. And a zone guide system, which that also sounds interesting. So, look forward to it. Speaking of looking forward to things.
Yes.
In Final Fantasy XIV news, February 15th, we're calling the post-Valentine's Day Calamity, because you need to get your characters refreshed. As of February 15th, any character that has not logged in the last 180 days will be removed, including officers. So get in there. Yeah, get in there and be active. There's fun to be had. We're waiting for you. Speaking of fun, or at least fans, the European Fan Fest. Yes, Fest. The Fan Fest for Europe will be starting on February 2nd at 10 a.m. Central European time. Expected announcements include a new race and a new class.
Fabulous.
Yes. Yeah, they tried to save like one big thing for each of the 3 events. So everyone
is this the Blue Mage?
No, Blue Rage is already out and live. And
okay, that's right. This is a new one, yeah.
Yeah, I'll talk about that a little bit lower.
Okay.
But for more Guild news, we have that the server we're currently on, which is Goblin, we're not on Gilgamesh anymore. Gilgamesh is old news. If you're still on Gilgamesh, you need to be joining us.
Come join us on Goblin.
Yes.
Yep.
Because Goblin will be transitioning to a new data center called Crystal. Right now, it's in the Aether data system or data center. And the reason why that matters is because all of the servers in the data center are allowed to party together. They go do dungeons together, and part of the LFR or LFD or whatever you want to call it, that pool comes from the data center. Well, they're wanting to expand with a new data center, so they're moving Goblin and a bunch of other servers in there. So we're going to have new friends basically. So you need to be aware of this. Right now, the guild is not planning on moving anywhere. We're just going to go with the flow, or we're going to stay out where Goblin goes. There is news that players that are affected by the transfers will have a way of getting their characters transferred around. They know that there's a lot of people that don't all play on the same server. They play in these data centers. So they're going to give us a way to transfer characters around so that we don't have to worry about breaking up all of our statics and all of our dungeon buddies. So they're going to help us out. They know that, this is them, not us. So they're going to give us some free transfers, but they haven't given us details yet. We're still waiting for those. They're probably waiting until the Fan Fest on the 2nd to give us the full details. So we'll hopefully hear more about that.
Great.
Speaking of our guild stuff, the house needs some redecorating. If you are an aspiring interior decorator that wants to help out, reach out in this Discord channel because we might have a slot for you. And now we go back to actual game news. We are talking a little bit about the Blue Mage, which is now live. They announced it in the first Fan Fest, but it's actually part of Stormblood, the current expansion. It is a very unique experience in Final Fantasy XIV. This class is like none of the other ones. It has a permanent open world monster experience boost, and the class levels very quickly. And you're going to be very busy collecting all manner of game-breaking abilities from monsters. That's the neat thing about Blue Mages. They learn their abilities from the monsters they're fighting. But of course, the stuff they're learning, it's really is game-breaking.
Wow.
For example, they learn self-destruct.
Ooh.
Like, they can just kill themselves and take out stuff with them.
So they're the bomb.
Yes, they are the bomb, quite literally. They have things like Tail Screw, which I think will lower any non-boss's health to 1 hit point.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's lots of really crazy game-breaking abilities. So, of course, the challenge with that is actually getting the ability because it's using it against you. So you have to get hit by this ability. It's going to drop you to 1 hit point and then hope you survive afterwards.
Yeah. Wow.
But, once you do, hey, you've learned a new ability.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, because of that, you're not going to find these Blue Mages in your typical roulettes, the looking for dungeon, looking for raid, because they actually stop at level 50. Right now, the current level cap is 70. Mm-hmm. So you can only get to 50. But they have their own unique event called I think it's called the Masquerade. I haven't actually gotten into it myself, but it's actually at the Coliseum, and you're kind of like the big show. Like Blue Mage is the new thing that like even the characters in game are wanting to see what's going on. So you compete in the Coliseum, showing off your crazy new abilities, and it's just all kinds of fun, and it's really made things very busy in game. So I highly recommend, if you've been away, go ahead and jump in, try it out. It's part of Stormblood. You don't have to have any new expansion stuff yet, so go ahead and grab that class. And then, other than that, just a heads up that Valentioni's Day, because they don't call it Valentine's Day, is coming up very soon, so please look forward to it.
Awesome. All right, and we have a tiny bit of STO news. The Mirror Discovery is live, and the 9th anniversary is going on. By getting enough anniversary vouchers, you have a chance of getting a Tier 6 Vulcan Scout ship from the enigmatic queue. Anniversary events for STO, a Mega Particle collection, and daily quest that ends in a free ship. All right. So let's get back and chat with Celine. Celine, wow.
Wow.
And
I know who Celine is too.
She's the snoring dog in the background.
Or our wonderful neighbor.
Or our wonderful neighbor, or the Greek goddess of the moon. And find out what's going on in World of Warcraft.
Sure.
She's a little slap happy and tired.
I'm tired, guys. I apologize.
Little.
Just a little.
So, game news.
Yes, ma'am. What's going on?
There's nothing because I forgot to fill out.
There was a Q&A Thursday.
I'm winging it tonight. I'm sorry. It's going to sound really weird. So
no, you're good.
Game news,
did you want to cover Ralph's race first?
Yeah, we can cover that first. That's fine. So, I keep saying and I shouldn't, but what happened was that before Ralph had passed away, he had done an amazing race, I think in SOTOR, or they had, and he was part of it. And he really liked the idea of it. And he's like, yeah, we should totally do it. And wow, he wrote up a whole forum post. Let's do this. We want to do all these things. And then before we could actually implement the idea, he had passed away. So the WoW team had was thinking about, what we can do. And because Ralph was such a big part of the WoW team and the culture, and really what AIE was about. Mm-hmm. And we got to looking back, and we saw this post that he had made, and we're like, that would be really cool, is to kind of honor his last wish almost of an event for WoW. So we came up with this Ralph's Amazing Race. And we kind of went back and forth on it, and we decided, you know what, we're just going to do it on the anniversary of his death, and it happened to fall on a Saturday last year, and we were just going to do it then, and it was the 1 year anniversary, and it was the first annual, and we just decided, you know what, he was such a big part of the game that we're just going to do it every year. So we did it last year, and it was a huge success. We had tons of people out. We had, I think, 8 or 9 different waypoints. We had people volunteering to be clue givers. There was a lot of, some of the clues were a little harder. Some of them were a little easier. We had some people who figured them out, and, we helped everybody through it. But everybody seemed to have a really good time with it, and they got to see parts of Azeroth that they might not have seen before, because we picked some kind of off the wall places. Mm-hmm. One of the waypoints last year was Joyride, which was in Ashara. So they had to ride the rocket all the way around and then all the way back again. So if they had never gotten the achievement, then they got the Joyride achievement. So
right.
We were kind of doing some cutesy stuff like that. But so this year, we're doing it again, and it is on the same day, but it's on Sunday. So it is on February 17th, and I did just post earlier this week a whole blog post that talks about what we're going to be doing, without giving away the answers, obviously, right, because we don't want to tell people what we're doing with the race. But we are going to be at 5 o'clock on Sunday, which is server time or Eastern time, depending on how you look at it. We're going to meet up in Ogre Bar, and that's when we'll start the registration. We'll get your name on the spreadsheet. You can register as an individual or as a pair if you want to, husband and wife team, or, best friends want to group up together, you can. And then at 6 o'clock, it'll be like a shotgun style start. So we'll give everybody the first clue at the same time, and then be like, go. So
great, yeah.
And then they all just get to start and go through it and everything. So that's kind of what's going to go on. This year, we Gusty, Tail, and Beef are helping me run it. And we were kind of looking at, what we did before, and we decided this year we wanted to try and hit as many WoW expansions as we could. We're not going to guarantee that we're going to hit every single one, because we don't want to give things away. Yeah. But we're going to try and have at least one waypoint, maybe in every expansion. But of course, an expansion could be multiple zones, so you don't know where it's going to go. So this year we're basically calling it the International Edition. So cool. So that's what's going on with that, and it should be a lot of fun. We're working on finalizing the waypoints. But if anybody who did it in the past wants to step up and be like, hey, I want to be a quest giver this year, I want to give out one of the clues, we're looking for people that can commit to being there for a couple hours and want to help out, organizing or, even helping register people when they come in. A lot of times when we do these events, you just ask for a raid invite and it's no big deal. But something like this, we actually need like all the names.
Oh, there's planning involved.
Yeah, so trying to type everything into a spreadsheet, if I'm doing it by myself, it kind of takes forever. But, if there's 2 or 3 people registering, then it goes a little bit faster. So if anybody wants to help out, just let us know. You can ping me on Discord and just say, hey, I want to help out. So that's kind of what it is, and hopefully we'll have a big turnout like we did the first time, and it'll go really well. I think the only question will be is next year, are we going to keep it on the same day, which would put it on a weekday, or do we keep it kind of like Columbus Day, where it's like the closest
on the weekend or
yeah. Because honestly, Ralph encouraged all sorts of gameplay in our community, so it would be, I think it'd be cool, it's kind of like Remembrance Day, how we try to keep it on the 17th, or sorry, on the 4th, 3rd. I don't remember what day Remembrance Day is, but we try to keep it on the same day.
Right.
So I think it'd be kind of fun for that to keep moving days of the week, because we could also get a different group of people in depending on their availability.
Yeah. So that's about Ralph's Amazing Race. So this year is the second annual. So go read the blog post. I put a link in Discord. Go read it.
It's in the show notes as well. I put it at the top.
Yeah. So. Go take a look. And if you ever see any, I hate to say this, but if you ever see anything that we're doing in WoW when we're doing like community events and stuff, make sure you read the blog posts in Discord. I didn't do it with Ralph's because of it's kind of like, it's fun, but it's kind of a semi-serious. I mean, it's why we're doing it. Yeah. So I didn't do my usual thing with it that I do for other events, but I try to make them, outside of that, I try to make them fun and RP a little bit and write up some weird, crazy stuff. So it's a good point to get you guys to go check out our guild website and read the blog post.
Yep.
Awesome.
But
right. Very cool.
So that's it. That's Ralph's Amazing Race. And then Mew talked about all the raid team guild banks, which is awesome. So we have 7 set up. That is fantastic. Definitely, if any other raid teams wants to sign up with any of the co-guilds, let me know. We'll get it all set up and get you guys figured out. And I think I give one of my raid leaders a heart attack when he sees what's in our guild bank all the time. So
I'm sure.
Before raid tonight, we had, I think, 60 of each potion and 60 of each flask in the guild bank.
Wow.
So you could make what, 2 cauldrons?
No. It seems like it. It seems like it.
Yeah, no, our biggest problem is we've got all the herbs and all the, Ben's got level 3 everything. And
it's the Hydra cores.
He doesn't run dungeons, so he doesn't get Hydra cores. Yeah. And it's like, could we get a vendor that instead of taking Breath of Bonsomdi and turning it into a Sanguicell, trades the Sanguicell into a Hydra core? Because I've got tons of Sanguicells and none of my professions use them. And it's like, hello, Blizzard? Part of the problem is listening to the Q&A. Ian actually came out and stated that their in-game activities have been kind of codified into raiding, PvP, and Mythic Plus. And so I don't think this is going to get better in that they're now kind of saying, okay, look, if you want, you got to do one of these 3 activities to get, to do end game stuff. And, putting it all in the Mythic Plus line, it's just going to be rough, but we'll have to see. I'm hoping they put a vendor in or something that,
Well,
let
see,
them trade it.
I have herbalism and inscription, and inscription doesn't use them. But because I'm on a heroic raid team with Better Late Than Never, and then my own raid team, DOA, I end up running heroics and mythics and the random mythic pluses. So like I'm sitting on 25 Hydra Core that I have absolutely nothing I can do with it, and they're soulbound. I can't do anything. I'm like, do I really want to switch out one of my professions for alchemy just so I can be able to make 25 cauldrons? And I'm like, no, I don't really want to do that. But it's such a waste of a material.
It is. And it's not, you picked the wrong profession to support your raid team. What? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, no, that's not cool.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's kind of a pain, but we have a lot of alchemists so that we can at least have flasks and potions and that sort of thing, which is cool. But yeah, it's just some of that stuff doesn't make any sense. Like I have single cell that I can't use for anything either. So I was so glad when they let us use them for feasts, because I made a bunch of feasts out of mine.
Perfect.
But like before that, I had no use for them. They were just sitting in my bank doing nothing.
Yeah, I've been funneling because I since I have the heroic rating going on, we get 10 per boss. So I've been funneling all that into feasts.
Yeah, it's crazy. So I don't know. I think some of it needs to change a little bit, but I mean that's just me. I mean, there's stuff out there that some professions just can't use, and it's like, why? You shouldn't have to change professions to use it.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing was if it were a BOA, then at least I could shuffle it around to different characters.
Right? Mm-hmm. I wish it was a BOA.
Right, but because it's a BOP, as soon as you pick it, as soon as you get one, that character's stuck with it, and there's nothing to do with it that we want to do with it. Let me put it that way. Other than make feasts. So, yeah.
And then there's the poor enchanters that everything is what did they call it? Not
scrapping.
Scrap. Yeah, everything's scrapped now. So they have nothing that they can disenchant anymore because everyone wants to scrap it.
Yeah.
So
it's fun. I don't know. It's just kind of weird, some of the stuff they did with professions, and I do like the fact that they changed professions this time around, though, so that if you wanted to change professions, you can start right at Zandalar. You don't have to go back and level up from the beginning. That was nice.
That is nice. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Yeah, so that was kind of nice that they did that. But yeah, so just some stuff with WoW, with the events going on and everything else.
And speaking,
you want to talk about the raid banks and the raid bank program?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. We mentioned it. Yeah. Well, we have 7 guilds. So 7 guilds for the raid teams. We do have 10 active raiding teams right now. And if you are a team that's not being tracked, go ahead and make sure you check the raid team news channel in Discord, because we are now keeping track of your progress. There is a wiki page if you want to update it yourself. It's right there.
I did. I updated ours, so
I saw that.
Good to go.
Yep, but we have 10 active teams. They're not all in BOD, but they are all active. They are raiding, and it's cool to see that activity.
Yeah, and if you don't know, the Guild Bank program we started, basically what we did as a guild is we purchased the 8th bank tab, and then we set up your raid team in that co-guild as only your raid team has access to that bank tab, plus officers for obvious reasons. But so your raid team would sign up for it, and in your co-guild you would get that 8th bank tab to use as your bank tab. And then the raid leader would say, hey, all of my raid team, this is who is on it. I need them promoted. There's a new rank that's added into that co-guild. That's the Raider rank. And then you get unlimited access to that bank tab. You can pull stuff in, take stuff out, material-wise, not gold, but material-wise. And it makes it really nice if you're raiding, because of the guild perk with the mobile banking. You can drop a guild chest. One person can drop the guild chest. Everybody in that co-guild can access it. And instead of an alchemist passing out, a flask, to 20 different people and having to open trade, they can put 20 flasks in the bank tab, and then everybody just opens the chest, pull theirs out, and it's bam, it's a done deal. Or, we have herbalists who deposit stacks of herbs in ours, and then our alchemist takes the herbs out, makes the flasks and potions, puts the flasks and potions back into the bank. So it's like the way DOA does it is it's like a revolving door. So we put in all of the mats, the leather, the gems and everything, and then our crafters take it out, make stuff out of it, and then put the enchants and the cut gems and everything back into the bank. So it makes it super easy on raid night.
Yeah, definitely. So you're not doing it last minute. Max also says, by the way, it's now pinned in the raid news channel for more information on the
right, the wiki. Yeah, because I had them pin those earlier to make it easier to find.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Yep. And
so
if you are
big program, so.
Yeah, if you're not in the guild that your raid team is, just let an officer know and we can move you around pretty easily.
Always.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, we can get people moved. Just have your the only thing we ask is that before we promote you to the raider rank, just have your raid leader contact me or Tetsemi or any officer, but that way we can get you promoted to the right rank and they know who's access to the bank. And
because we asked the raid leaders to tell us who's leaving, who's joining. That way we're not having to, because we won't know. We're not going to know who's coming and going.
And we don't monitor it. I mean, we monitor it as far as making sure it's not being like crazy ridiculous, but the officers aren't in charge of that bank tab. That's all on the raid leader to make sure that his raiders are using it properly. And if they're not, to tell us to, if we need to demote somebody or if somebody leaves the raid team. So we've put all of that responsibility on the raid leader. That's part of their job, is to get people, to the right rank and permissions granted and all that stuff. I mean, we do it on the back end, but we are not keeping track of that stuff. We're leaving it up to the raid teams to handle that individually.
Yeah, it's your tab. Like, we're not hovering over it and watching what you're doing, counting pennies. It's your tab.
Yeah. The stuff in it is your stuff. It's your team stuff. Nobody else in that co-guild or on any other raid team has access to that tab. So nobody but who is in your raid team can get to it.
Yep, exactly.
So, but yeah, the first raid is out this week. Everybody's doing pretty good. As far as my teams are concerned, I think we're 3 of 9 in DOA. They're working on Opulus right now while I'm on the podcast. So good luck, go team.
We should probably wrap it up so we get back to that raid after break.
I told him it halfway through at raid break. I might be back by then.
Great.
So yeah, and then oh shoot, Better Late Than Never is my other team. Geritol runs that, and they're what, 5 of 9, yeah. So we got 5 bosses down. Oh,
very cool.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to tell you, I got good news.
What's that?
Outside of game, good news.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much you guys have known, because I never remember how long it's been since I've been on the podcast. But last summer I was in the hospital for a while and I found out I was diabetic. Mm-hmm. And I went to the doctor last week and they checked my A1C and it went from 8 point whatever the heck it was last summer. Mm-hmm. I am now down to 5.7.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Great.
Yeah.
Because anything below 7 is awesome. So
yeah, they say if you're under 6, it's really good. So I'm awesome. I'm doing good. So I'm so happy. Yeah.
That's wonderful. Congrats.
Yeah.
So yay. But yeah. I feel like I'm flying solo tonight and I'm like, I don't have enough stuff to talk about.
No, you're done. You're good.
We're good. Don't worry about it.
Yep,
but let's go and wrap it up so we can get you back to raid.
I'm sure they would appreciate that too.
I'm sure as well. So guys, that's gonna be our show for tonight. While the chat room begins suggesting titles, we want to thank Sai, of course, for taking time out of her raid to join us. And and we do not have a stream after the podcast tonight, but once that gets back going on, we will let you know what's going on there.
Max is looking for people that do want to stream afterwards, so feel free to ping him in Discord or other things, and get with him, and he can help you learn the ropes of what we want and what the rules are and that sort of thing, and get you the keys to the stream and all that. So,
oh, that reminds me. So last year I had started a live streaming show, Gaming with Guildies, and Jackie Zod was working on it with me. And because of stuff going on with him with real life, with his new job and everything that has going on, he can't do the show anymore. And I want to get back into doing the show. Like, I kind of want to revamp a little bit, but I want to bring that back because I think it was a lot of fun. So I'm actually looking for somebody that wants to co-host that with me, that would be willing to do the live stream and webcam and play, all the games that we play in and stuff. So if anybody is interested in being a co-host on that show with me, please let me know, because I'm looking for a co-host. So
fabulous.
Cool.
All right. And Sai, if people want to get a hold of you, Twitter, AIE Discord, mail you a Love Shark. It's all Cyrene. Just look for Cyrene, right?
Look for Cyrene. You'll find me. Yeah, Cyrene, AIE on Twitter. Cyrene in Discord. If you just start typing in Cyrene, it'll pop up. You can PM me on Discord, and mail me a Left Shark. I'll get it eventually. I'll add it to my collection.
Right.
Oh,
right.
I think the last time I added them up, I had close to 450.
Holy crud! Keep it up, guys.
Yep.
Let's get up to 666.
Exactly.
I have a few hundred more.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right. And if you have a question or comment about our show, you can email us at the podcast at aie-guild.org. If for whatever reason your emails bounce on that, just, hit me on Twitter, hit me on Discord, things like that. You can get segments in that way. We'll give you an alternate email, but try podcast at aie-guild.org. We know there's some issues with spam filters and some other stuff that we're working on fixing behind the scenes. So, the show is at AIE Podcast on Twitter. Mew is at the Mew Cow. Cyberwave is at Cyberwave. I am at Ivory Tiger. We record live with video every other Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. You can join the chat room and play along with us on our website, aie-guild.org. Just look for the podcast live stream link. And our Discord server is bit.ly/AIE Podcast Discord. Our theme was composed by the amazing Andrew Allen. Follow him as Keys with Soul or visit his website, keyswithsoul.com.
And now it's time to play all the great AIE member segments we received this week, including X Buxley, Overly Dramatic News from Hunts the Wind, and what looks like a new one called Diligent and Derpus from Mimith.
Woohoo! Awesome. Thank you guys.
It is a brand new one that he sent in. So
thank you guys so much for submitting segments. And just a programming note, our next show will be on Saturday, February 9th at the regular show time, due to Ted and I having some family commitments. Guest to be announced. Also, if you'd like to guest on the show, let me know. So until then, AIE, this is Makala.
This is Tetsemi.
This is Mewcow.
And this has been the AIE Podcast.
Good night.
Night.
Yay. All right. Did we get...
Yes, so we have Tiber's suggestion, which is bar hopping and WoW. Aguchi?
No, Sanguicel.
Oh my goodness.
That's okay. You can tell you don't play this current expansion.
Plus I wouldn't know how to pronounce it anyway, even if I did.
So a question, is the Get Back to Raid directed at Sai, or is that a show title?
I'm not really sure.
Yeah, it's a list of show titles.
If it's all one title?
No, it's 3 different titles.
It's yeah. I think it's 3 titles. Yeah.
Max is the new Kelly McGillis.
Yeah, but can Sai actually choose her own suggestion?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's the whole point of having the guest on is they get to pick the title, so they can pick their own.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
Just let us know, and we can let you get back to your raid team.
Yeah. We're going to need you to come in on Saturday.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I don't know, because I like the one I posted, but I also like Get Back to Raid. What do you guys think? I like either one.
You.
Nope. We're gonna leave it to you. We make our own titles when we are alone all the time. So
Yes.
Yeah.
So hard to decide. Okay, what if we did Max is the new Kelly McGillis and parentheses Get Back to Raid?
Sure. Well, you can do that.
Yep.
Also, my husband gave me a chocolate chip cookie, so
Yay.
it's been sitting here for an hour waiting for me to be able to eat it. So.
All right. We are good. Go ahead and get back to raid.
I probably have dinner waiting for me.
Yep, chat room. We will talk to you folks later. Thank you so much, as always, for joining in. We appreciate the chatter and the feedback.
Yeah.
Bye.
All right.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.